John, I was going to do a shout out. Are you trying to get me or not?
Welcome back here to Dubbo for the Junior State Cup Northern Conference. We move to the 12 boys division. The Northern Beaches taking on the home side, Dubbo, who are set to get first use of the ball. James Preston and Jason Stanton with you in commentary. And a big shout out as well to the Dubbo Council for this beautiful venue to host all the action here for you today. Brought to you live and exclusive on Bar TV. And Jason Stanton, this is our first chance to see one of the home sides in action.
Yeah, this is a good clash, and it's of particular interest because Northern Beaches are one of the probably one of the stronger teams, if not in the top few in the state. So Dubbo's going to really like having a crack against this absolute juggernaut on their home ground.
Well, they begin at pace here through Ed, and he's caught about 20 shy of the try line. Now McAnally. Nice little ball floating around the back here. Rome Williams looking to open up some sort of passage between middle and link. Back to Williams. And now Ed. Short ball here for McAnally. Had a crack himself. And unfortunately that ball has gone to ground, but good intent so far shown from Dubbo.
Yeah, really good start there. I think you noticed, I think last game, James, you were talking about there were lots of Berrymans and Berries, and the controlling referee at the moment's put Berryman, so he's actually, I think, the uncle to a couple of those players from the last game. So there's Berrymans everywhere here at Dubbo.
Absolutely is. As it comes away here through Harrison Ed, and now Rome Williams. Ed once more, so it's the Ed, McAnally and Williams show so far. Speaking of which, all three combined on that particular play, but the changeover occurs. The Northern Beaches side have a chance to work it away from their own end for the first time, so yet to get out of their own half. They'll spread it wide nice and early, heading towards that substitutions area. The transition is a really smooth one too. Up towards halfway they come. This is nice play here from the Northern Beaches with their first chance to impress with the ball. Campos plays it. Now he receives it back once more. Campos, last play, out now to Calandruccio. Oh, beautiful ball down the sideline they go. Wooldridge gets there with an acrobatic finish. Oh, try time for the Northern Beaches boys. Surf is up.
First class play there from the Northern Beaches, and I don't think Dubbo did a lot wrong. The Northern Beaches play swept on as they substituted, rolled down the field, strung through a whole chain of passes, and an outstanding try in the corner.
So their first foray into enemy territory, and it produces a result. As a result, Dubbo now have work to do as the two sides change ends that they are running. That's of course how this competition is working. 25-minute halves, or should I say 25-minute matches, no halftime breaks. The two sides change direction when a try is scored. Last play now for the Dubbo side. The home team looking to strike back. Stewart receives it. Nowhere to go, at least for now. The dancing feet come out though, but they can't fool anyone. The Northern Beaches have marked up beautifully there and secure a nice defensive set. So they'll start to work it towards their own substitutions area now. Their first transition was absolutely brilliant. We'll see if they can follow up in like kind here. They've done so again, so the roll on continues. Carpenter back to the middle. Last play with Cooper. Cooper, quick hands. They've worked something here, the Northern Beaches side. They've got to put the foot down and go for it. Oh, the touch came at the death. It's a try saver there from Tyler Eade. Beautiful stuff. However, they are playing advantage here, Jason Stanton.
Yeah, and you can wind that straight back to the vision there from Cooper. He didn't want to settle by just saying that's the end of the set. He wanted to ask questions of the Dubbo defence, and he took it to the defence and resulted in a penalty. Now it's resulted in a try.
And it's Cooper once again. Went to the line, turned it back through the middle. Another try here for the Northern Beaches. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, we talk about touch being a real family sport and, multi-generational, and that name you just mentioned, Cooper, he's the son of one of the greats, Heath Cooper, who's the most capped Scorpion player in history. He's won, I don't even know how many titles, probably more than my age. Heath Cooper, absolute great of the game, and it's good to see, the next generation coming through.
Yeah, very successful club, the Sydney Scorpions, as the touch is made here from Angus Webb. Dubbo once more looking to find an opening. McEwen is caught on that 7 metre mark. He receives it back now. They make the touch. McEwen wrapping around once more off the left foot. Nice step, but well read in the end there from, I believe that was Carpenter making the touch. Last play now for Dubbo. Nowhere to go on this occasion. Once more they stepped up through Bo Cooper and shut things down. So Sutcliffe tried to split them, but good pressure in defence again from the Beaches side. 2 tries to nil, and also the defence is looking really strong as they head wide early. Big dummy comes up. Once more, just keep your eye on the subset here. It's a good one. So they haven't got this wrong so far, Jason Stanton.
Yeah, the flow's very strong, and I have been impressed with Dubbo, how they keep meeting Northern Beaches. They're not overawed. They're in the game, and I like the way they're moving the ball around. They're meeting him in defence. There's some really good signs here for Dubbo. You know, not just for this game, but throughout the rest of the tournament. Looks like they're going to be ones to watch, this Dubbo team as well.
So they begin this set 10 metres into enemy territory. Lots of plays to work with here for the Northern Beaches. Stewart slowing it down now. Just shy of that 7 metre mark. Waiting an age before playing it now with Berryman. So another Berryman in action. The touch comes once more here from Dubbo, midway through the count. Campos. Back to Stewart. Very patient approach. You don't usually see that from 12-year-olds, I'll tell you that much. Popped the ball over the top. Oh, just a little behind the link position. The option was there. He just pushed up perhaps a little bit too far for that gap.
Yeah, some of these plays, that we've seen the Northern Beaches run in particular, they're actually plays that you're more likely to see like in a test match or a NTL final or something. They're really structured, and they're really complicated to run. They're not something you can pick up in a second. So they're very well drilled here. I think Maury Kennedy's the other coach at Northern Beaches, but Heath Cooper and Maury Kennedy have clearly done a great job because they're running very complicated plays.
So Dubbo asked quite a few questions in that set. They split them twice there, just unable to find that final pass on both occasions, but most certainly they are probing this Northern Beaches defensive line, who once again work it at pace. Great run here from Berryman. So that's a name you'll get very familiar with by the end of this tournament. They're in all sorts of grades at the moment. Carpenter pops it back here for Cooper. Slow it down once again on that 7 metre mark. Cooper,
wow.
Beautiful play. Cooper, he feigned the touch and the play the ball. The big dummy came out, and then a lovely pass. They might only be under 12s, but that is world class.
Bo Cooper. I think it took me about 10 years to work out how to do that play, and he's just rolled out and just made it look so easy. To hold the ball in one hand like that and almost going straight into the dump, that like the whole defensive line, James Preston, folds because they see that, and to have that skill to be able to control the ball, bring it back up and go straight into a 3-on-2 scenario. We're really seeing first class stuff here from Bo Cooper, Berryman. Lots of class there.
Was pedigree in the name and certainly in the play as well as Dubbo. Once more on the attack. And take nothing away from the local side. They've actually looked very sharp. It's just been a brilliant performance so far from the Northern Beaches. They step up and make the touch. Looking for an opening here through Gordon. Gordon back towards the middle. Was that played at? Referee says no, ball down, so that will be a changeover. Probably the right call, if a little unlucky.
Yeah, some nice lines there from Dubbo. That's why I was mentioning that I think they're going to have quite a strong weekend. I'm seeing some really good signs that their composure and the way that they're moving the ball around. But I'm still trying to come down from that play from Cooper. As much as Heath's one of the greats of the game and an absolute first-class player, I don't know if I recall Heath running a play like that. I think he'll be quite chuffed at seeing the skill on show from his son.
So McCarthy making a play of that ball from the link position, which means another set to work with here for the Northern Beaches. Touch comes in, Stewart out of acting half and now operating as another option at first receiver. He gets it eventually through that middle, but as he's diving to ground, they make the touch. Back to the 7 metre mark goes Stewart. Here he is now, crabbing across field, links up with Calandrucio. Berryman in an acting half Fires around for Calandrusio. They've got numbers here. Oh, well read in defence from Cruz McEwen. Shut it down nice and quick there for Dubbo. Back to Stewart. Berryman fires it back towards the middle. Calandrusio again, they've worked the numbers. Really hard efforts here from Cruz McEwen. That's 2 plays in a row. He's really worked overtime to make the touch. Last play now here for the Northern Beaches. They'll pop it over the top. Oh, batted on again. Is it play on? Is it all backwards? Yes, they're going to rule it. That's beautiful stuff from the Northern Beaches. Under 12s, you're kidding me.
Mate, that little tap on, I think it was a 50-50. Could have gone either way. It was a line ball, but to have that sort of, I don't even know whether you know, I was going to say vision, but it was just instinct then, just a straight tap on, a great execution. And Northern Beaches, I don't know whether to say one to watch. I just think...
just watch them, full stop. Yeah. They're entertaining. The Harlem Globetrotters of Dubbo, they've arrived. Up through the middle now comes Campos. Forward they drive. Nice run on that occasion there from Tane McEwen, one of the 2 McEwen boys in this side. Cruz working so hard in defence in that last set. Sutcliffe turned away as he was getting close to the try line. Still got some plays up their sleeves though. Last one now. Here comes Sutcliffe again. Sutcliffe finds half a gap. Oh, they did a good job to shut that down very quickly. There was a gap there ready for the taking, but that was good defensive pressure.
Yeah, very good defence there. And, you know, you're talking about the standard that we've seen in the 12s. To me, it's almost like touch has been redefined here, because if these young boys, 10, 11, 12 years old, can run this level of play, which we'd normally see, say, at a men's or women's open level, it's sort of a little bit scary to think what touch is going to look like in, you know, 5 or 10 years' time. Like, just the absolute speed and level of play, if this is what we're seeing.
Once more, they approach things with a great deal of speed here. Carpenter and Cooper out there. Here's Carpenter now. Gets the quick roll ball. Cooper receiving it once again. Turns it to Carpenter. Great strike dump. Oh, what about the one-handed pickup? Here comes Cooper again. Jeez, he's got some skill, young Bo.
I'm trying to see which skill he doesn't have, so I can give him some tips, but I don't think he needs any tips from me. One of the things that's technically really strong that you might notice is when he's getting the dummy half, he's getting around the side of the player that's dumping the ball, and it's creating what we call like downtime, or he's getting sort of the ball really quickly in his hands, putting pressure on the D.
Oh, here they go though, Stanton. They're away now with Rome Williams. Rome wasn't built in a day, but this try is on day one. Dubbo go in with a beautiful long-range effort from Rome Williams. They are on the board, 4-1, Northern Beaches lead.
And Rome Williams, they almost gave him just a bit of space, as in, you know, what can you do? And he said, thank you very much. And he just pinned his ears back and flew to the corner, and it was a little bit unexpected, but very much well-deserved as Rome Williams took the opportunity.
They'll love that, the home side. There's still plenty of time in this one. We're exactly halfway through this match. 25-minute matches, no half-time breaks. And they're about 7 away from the try line now of the Northern Beaches as Cooper plays it. Receives it back once again, Cooper. Oh, the big dummy, he's fooled them all. Bo Cooper, goodness me. He's putting on an absolute show here. It's an exhibition for him. He sets up another try.
It's a masterclass clinic here from Bo Cooper. He showed the quick release plays. He showed some of those running bump plays and sweeper. We've seen the dummy dump, and he's looked up and he said, you know what? I'm a good scooper and long ball as well. Add that to the repertoire. Bo Cooper, write that name down.
I'll tell you what, he's got a bit of attitude too. He's come off the field going, what did you see? I just do this every day. I do it in my sleep. Well, he might well be able to, based on plays like that.
Well, he's probably showing a bit of cheek to one of the coaches there, Maury Kennedy. He was a little bit cheeky like that. But it is really encouraging to see, you know, some of our former greats coaching, playing, refereeing, you know, still being involved with the game. Really good to see.
So Eade turns it back here to Gordon. Gordon unable to escape the defence. Have a nice little wraparound play here, floating it over the top. Oh, beautiful stuff. They've managed to keep the width. I think they're going to rule this one. Yes, Dubbo have gone in again, so 5-2. They aren't done with just yet.
And that's the sort of play, that sort of play with that early sweep and throwing it over the defenders for that 3-on-2 to the winger, that's going to serve them well. If you can, like, this is what they need to be thinking. If Northern Beaches, as strong as what they are, can't stop that, well, who's going to be able to stop that this weekend?
Must say it's a great ball too, because that's thrown directly into the wind. We've got it coming straight across the field into our commentary position, and it wasn't a short pass by any stretch of the imagination. So good strength shown there, especially in the under-12s division. The touch is made. Cooper's out there again. Carpenter, lovely little short ball. Well read in defence though from Saxon Scott. Last play now.
Yeah, super touch there from Scott.
Here's Cooper off the left foot. Jeez, every time he touches it, he looks so dangerous. He's always thinking, Bo Cooper.
Maybe it's those yellow boots, James. But back to that pass when you were talking about how, like, into the wind, how difficult that is. Normally what you'll see is that the pass will generally drift forward. When you're running and throwing into the wind, it's really hard to control it. So that made that even more impressive from the Dubbo attack there.
So Sutcliffe provides a short pass. And now McLeod out to Scott. Scott tries to evade the run. Oh, big pressure coming up. I don't think that'll be forceful contact. It's more incidental. But certainly McLeod was bundled over. With just over 9 minutes remaining, the margin is 3. Cooper supplies it for Carpenter as they head towards the sideline. Bit of argy-bargy coming into things as well here. Cooper now picks it up and runs quickly, evades the first attempted touch there from Searle. And now Stewart popped across. Play it through the middle here. Campos slowing it down now with Stewart again. Campos dancing with the feet, plays flat to Berryman. They did have an option out the back, but I think they were trying to confuse them with the short ball instead.
Yeah, better defence there. I know there's a little bit more contact in the game, but I don't mind necessarily seeing it from Dubbo, because you don't really want to be overawed or let the Northern Beaches have it all their own way. So as long as it's not too aggressive, just sort of making sure your presence is felt, I think that's probably a good initiative from Dubbo to just make sure, you know, they stay in the game.
So Pearson caught before losing it. Back to the mark he goes to play it. Ed straightening things up. Last play now. At pace comes Rome Williams again. They fling it on here with McAnally, but I think that's going to be a touch pass. Yes, it is. So called back. That is the end of the set there for Dubbo. 8 minutes remaining. Still the margin at 3.
Yeah, that was a strong scoop there from Rome Williams. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that over the weekend. He looked like he really had the defence, you know, really sort of a little bit bothered by that really strong scoop there straight at him.
Carpenter, good evasive technique. In fact, they'll say Williams got him just in time. He's had a big game, Rome Williams. Now Cooper is back out there. He supplies it to Carpenter. Out of acting half, it's the Cooper and Carpenter show. Oh, beautiful little pop pass. Carpenter had just pulled up on his run, though, and couldn't quite take full advantage of it.
And this is really good to see from Dubbo. I feel as though they've settled into the game a little bit, like if you look at, say, Rome Williams, for example, he's gaining confidence throughout the game. Dubbo's gaining more confidence. They're completing their sets. They've got a couple tries, and they could almost use this as a bit of a springboard. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Dubbo back later in the weekend when it comes finals time.
Well, they have got 2 of the last 3 tries here, the home team. So they have gradually managed to work their way into the contest. Still plenty of work to do, though, as McAnally comes forward. This is nice play, though. Good roll on. And they take the strike dump inside the 7. You don't see that too often. Williams crabbing back to the middle, wanting another strike dump to work with here. Williams supplies short instead to Ed. Ed with the dummy, back out to that 7-metre mark. He'll offer himself as another option out wide. They've got to turn it back to the middle, though. Hard to launch a play when you're all the way into the corner of a field. I think he was trying to suggest there was no touch there. Certainly made, though. Williams with the dancing feet. Oh, evades the first touch. Williams straightens things up. It's nice play from Rome Williams. He's been left on the ground too, though. A little bit eccentric from him. He's completely fine now. And up he pops. They'll try and launch another raid. Oh, that's a Beautiful little scooter. I don't know what the nightclub here in Dubbo is, but that wouldn't be out of place. To know he's about 6 years too young to get entrance. That was very fancy.
That was fancy. I think on the previous play, Brian Williams was playing dead there for a little bit. He said, "Where's the penalty?" The ref said, "No penalty." And he said, "Okay, then I'm good."
I think he's been watching a little bit too much NRL the last couple of seasons. There's a lot of dives going on there. Fortunately, we don't see too much of it here in touch. So they try and link up with their outside men here. So just over 5 minutes remaining. Time is beginning to become quite a factor here for Dubbo. They need to score at least one more pretty quickly. Still the margin at 3. Up towards halfway they come. Big touch is made, and they scoot out of acting half through Eade. Play on it is McEwen. Back out there, Cruz, this time wearing the hat. Sun certainly has picked up here in Dubbo. Now, was there a loose foot coming through the play the ball? No, play on is the call. Here they come through Eade, turning it back on the inside and ball to ground. I think that's a good call there from the officials. Yeah,
good call there, and really good to see Eade asking questions of the defence. I think Dubbo looked particularly strong, like on that set when Eade scooped, looked like he was going to go for the line, turned it back inside, then they went again. And that's really advanced football. So I think Dubbo would be well served for, to do more of that this weekend.
So change over here in favour of the home side. McEwen can take the touch. In fact, they're going to rule them all the way back to halfway here. That's an interesting call. I didn't even think the Northern Beaches had gone that far up the field. But McEwen will take the tap now and gets us back underway. That's a bit of a coach killer though. First play and they've turned it over. But here is Cooper, now linking up with Carpenter. Short ball provided. Campos, Carpenter as they drive straight and hard. Good run there from the Northern Beaches. Cooper will take full advantage of the man less after the fallen player. Quick hands to Carpenter, who promotes the footy. It's the Carper and Cooper show, or should I say the Carpenter and Cooper show. But they're going to rule this one back here, Jason Stanton.
Yeah, I think I caught it. I think that one was called forward again. I think we mentioned it just a few seconds ago. Throwing that pass into the wind at full speed is really difficult to control. Dubbo did a good job of it. Northern Beaches didn't quite get the result on that occasion.
3.5 to go here. Dubbo have turned it over. They can ill afford to do that. There is still time, believe it or not. Things can turn around very quickly in touch football. As Carpenter steps off the right foot. Cooper, short ball. Good driving runs to begin this set, all the way inside the 7. I believe that's Cruz McEwen's hat that's been left as a victim in the background. Carpenter slows things down. Plays it on the 7. Now Cooper at pace. Cooper, beautiful ball. Carpenter's there and he nails it.
Yeah, Bo Cooper again there showing that he can pass right to left, left to right. Really has the whole skill set under his belt. But one of the things I wanted to highlight, James, is that there is a really good finish in there from Carpenter, Cooper, Campos, Berryman. But this Northern Beaches team, 1 through 14, they're rolling up and down the field. They're strong in defence. Their communication's strong. They're very well drilled. And I think players like Cooper and Campos and that, they're sort of benefiting from it. They're playing on the back of a great platform.
So they've pretty much sewn this one up. The clock is going to beat the home side here. It's been a pretty valiant effort though. 6-2, Northern Beaches lead with 2 minutes to go. Another penalty here, so a full set to play with. As they head back to that 7 metre mark, Sutcliffe taps it. Up they come to meet him. Striked up, and now McEwen, Sutcliffe. Good pressure again, jamming in from the outside. In that link position. Back to the 7 metre mark. Quick hands here for Sutcliffe once more. Sutcliffe supplying there for Tane McEwen, who's caught. Marched back to the 7 metre. Sutcliffe, McEwen having a crack himself. Oh, very close. They got the touch in time. At least one player is suggesting he didn't make the touch. Good honesty there as well from the Northern Beaches.
Yeah, we're all honest, mate. Number one. Northern Beaches, what are they doing out there? What's in the water out there? We saw, was it Black Berryman last game? Now we're seeing Bo Cooper. I don't even know. I don't have any words to explain it. Just so sharp. these are like big names. These could be greats of the game in the future, James.
Well, Cooper is displaying skills that are probably 4 or 5 years above his age, that's for sure. He's doing it with relative ease so far in this match, so I think you're right, Jason. He's definitely going to be one to watch over the coming years. Very crafty middle. As they take the tap here. Northern Beaches up over halfway and now running at pace. Speaking of Berryman, there is Stevie Berryman out there in the 4. So he picks it up from acting half, supplies a short ball here to Calandrucio.
Yeah, Stevie Berryman, big future for him there as well.
Well, he's an option here short. They'll cut him out. Oh, beautiful set play. Berryman came from an outside inward line. It opened up all sorts of space and they were good enough to pick the pass and go in. The Northern Beaches collect try number 7 and a great way to put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, again, see that's a really difficult play to run. That's a play that would take maybe 4 to 6 weeks for a top men's open team to be able to get right. So again, I don't think Dubbo's doing a lot wrong. We're just seeing very classy and polished attack there from the Northern Beaches.
Certainly, I would imagine they will be one of the teams to beat moving forward for the rest of the tournament. But at full time, it is a pretty convincing win here for the Northern Beaches side over the home team, Dubbo, in the 12 boys division. 7-2, and up for you next, David Stone joins the commentary alongside Jason Stanton as we bring you the 18 boys division.